Is Trump dying? Republican Party is hiding the truth, and something is happening behind the closed doors of the White House. Something they don't want you to see. Something they're desperately trying to hide with fake photos, recycled videos, and carefully staged appearances. Because right now, as you're watching this video, Donald Trump, the 79-year-old president of the United States, might be facing the biggest battle of his life. And it's not with the Democrats. It's not with the media. It's not even with his political enemies. It's with his own body. The internet is exploding with theories. Medical professionals are speaking out. Videos are going viral. And the question everyone is asking, but nobody in power wants to answer, is this: is Donald Trump dying? And if he is, why is the Republican Party working overtime to convince us otherwise? Let's talk about what they don't want you to know. It started with the hands. You've seen the photos, deep purple bruising covering the back of Trump's hands, bruises so severe they had to be covered with makeup, badly applied makeup, I might add. The White House tried to explain it away. They said it was from handshaking, from taking aspirin, that it was completely normal for a man his age. But here's the problem: if someone's hand turns purple every single time they shake someone's hand, that is not excellent health. That is a massive red flag. And medical professionals noticed immediately. A home health nurse who works with congestive heart failure patients on a daily basis broke it down in a viral video. They said the bruising on Trump's hands is consistent with one thing: repeated IV insertions, the kind you get when you're receiving diuretics. Medications like spironolactone, Lasix, Bumex. These are drugs used to treat fluid buildup, to manage swelling, to keep congestive heart failure patients alive. And that brings us to the second massive warning sign: the swelling in his legs and ankles. Trump's team finally acknowledged it. They released a statement saying he has chronic venous insufficiency, a benign condition, they said. Common in people over 70, they said. Nothing to worry about, they said. But let's be clear about what chronic venous insufficiency actually means. It means blood is pooling in his legs because his veins can't push it back up to his heart efficiently. It means he's at risk for blood clots that can be life-threatening. It means he could develop ulcers that become infected and spread rapidly. It means he has damage to his lymphatic system, and it gets worse. The nurse who analyzed Trump's condition pointed out something the White House didn't mention. Trump also has chronic kidney disease, which is making the swelling even worse. Do you know what causes acute kidney injury in patients like this? Nephrotoxic medications, the exact diuretics Trump is likely taking to manage his heart failure. It's a vicious cycle. The heart fails. You take medication. The medication damages your kidneys. The kidney damage makes the swelling worse, and round it goes. The medical professional who posted that analysis gave Trump 6 to 8 months, tops. That was months ago, and Trump knows it. We know he knows it because of what happened next. Trump stopped appearing in public the same way. He started sitting behind desks during press events. Why? Because he couldn't hide the degree of swelling in his legs anymore. He lashed out at MSNBC for talking about his ankles. And here's the thing about Trump: when the media hits on something true, that's when he loses it. That's when he attacks. That's when we know we're onto something. Remember when he randomly started talking about heaven, about not doing very well? People thought he was talking about the media. But what if he was talking about his doctors? What if they told him something he didn't want to hear? Because the signs keep piling up. Trump hasn't been seen golfing in weeks. For a man who golfed every single weekend, that's unprecedented. Trump Tracker, a social media account that monitors his movements, posted that Trump had gone 14 days without golfing, the longest absence since taking office. The White House scrambled. They posted photos claiming Trump was out golfing, but people started fact-checking, and guess what they found? The photos were fake, recycled, reused from months earlier. One photo was traced back to June, another to January 29th. Videos that were supposed to be recent rallies turned out to be over a month old. Why are they trying so hard to make it seem like he's here, he's current, he's healthy, he's still out and about? Why the desperate performance? Because something is very, very wrong. And then came the Putin theory. MAGA supporters, yes, Trump's own base, started circulating a wild conspiracy. They claimed that Vladimir Putin slipped Trump a custom-made, slow-acting poison during their meeting in Alaska. Now, I'm not saying I believe Putin poisoned Trump, but the fact that Trump's own supporters are grasping at poison theories because they can't explain his sudden health decline, that tells you everything. They can't accept that a 79-year-old man who eats McDonald's every day, who brags about never exercising, who survives on Diet Coke and Big Macs, might actually be facing the consequences of decades of unhealthy living. Trump himself used to mock Joe Biden for being old. He said Biden couldn't lift a glass of water. He said Biden falls asleep. He said Biden was cognitively declining. But here's the math. Joe Biden is 82. Donald Trump is 79. That's a 3-year difference. And when you look at recent photos of Biden's legs compared to Trump's swollen, edema-filled ankles, it's clear who's actually struggling. But the Republican Party doesn't want you to focus on that. So they flood the internet with fake images, they recycle old footage, they hide him behind desks. It's the same playbook used by authoritarian regimes when their leaders are dying. After Yuri Andropov took power in the Soviet Union in 1982, his health rapidly declined. By February 1983, just 3 months into his leadership, his kidneys failed. He required dialysis. He disappeared from public view. He made his last public appearance in August 1983. From that point on, he ran the country from a hospital bed in Moscow. Sound familiar? Now, Trump needs way too much attention to disappear for that long, but the pattern is the same. Control the narrative, hide the decline, pretend everything is fine until you can't anymore. And here's what makes this even more concerning. J.D. Vance, Trump's vice president, has already been asked if he's ready to assume the presidency. His answer? He said he's had the best on-the-job training over the last 200 days. Translation, he's ready, he's preparing, he knows what's coming. There are even reports that people on Trump's VP shortlist were told privately, look, the guy eats a lot of cheeseburgers, he's old, you could be president within this term. That's not speculation. That's what people close to the process were saying before he even took office. So let's talk about the data, because some people will say I'm being dramatic, that I'm exaggerating. According to Social Security Administration actuarial tables, a 79-year-old male in the United States has a life expectancy of about 8 more years. That would put Trump at 87 or 88. But here's the catch. That's for the average 79-year-old. Trump is not average. He's obese. He doesn't exercise. His diet is terrible. He has visible signs of heart failure, kidney disease, and chronic venous insufficiency. Yes, wealth helps. Yes, he has access to the best doctors. Yes, he can get IV diuretics on demand. But money can't reverse decades of damage. It can't undo congestive heart failure. It can't fix failing kidneys. And there's one more factor nobody's talking about: superagers. Some people, due to genetics, live relatively well into their late 80s despite terrible health habits. Then suddenly there's a rapid decline, and they're gone. Trump could be a superager, or he could be on borrowed time right now. Either way, the White House is hiding something. The recycled photos prove it, the staged appearances prove it, the defensive statements prove it, because if everything was fine, they wouldn't need to work this hard to convince us. Now, does this mean Trump is going to die tomorrow? No. Does it mean he has weeks left? Maybe, maybe not. But what it does mean is that the Republican Party is terrified of what happens when the truth comes out. Because if Trump dies, or if he becomes too sick to govern, the entire power structure shifts. J.D. Vance takes over, the MAGA base fractures, the 2028 election becomes chaos, and they're not ready for that, so they lie, they cover, they distract, but the truth has a way of coming out, and when it does, it's going to be impossible to ignore. So the next time you see a photo of Trump golfing, check the date. The next time you hear the White House say he's in excellent health, remember the swelling, the bruising, the kidney disease, and ask yourself, why are they working so hard to hide the truth? Because something is happening, something big, something they don't want you to see. And whether it's 6 months or 6 years, one thing is certain: the clock is ticking. If you care about the truth, if you want to stay ahead of the narratives they're trying to control, make sure you like this video, share it, and subscribe for more uncensored analysis, because the mainstream media won't tell you this. But we will. Thank you for watching. Is Trump dying? Republican Party is hiding the truth, and something is happening behind the closed doors of the White House. Something they don't want you to see. Something they're desperately trying to hide with fake photos, recycled videos, and carefully staged appearances. Because right now, as you're watching this video, Donald Trump, the 79-year-old president of the United States, might be facing the biggest battle of his life. And it's not with the Democrats. It's not with the media. It's not even with his political enemies. It's with his own body.